friends. Welcome to the craft, the home of football predictions and analysis. You know, Today being Sunday, the third day of March 2024, we have some games that we looked into, and brought it forward after we've made in-depth analysis on them, and you know, as usual, bring it up to our channel. Okay, for the yesterday's game that we played, we saw a lot of success. We also, saw two of the games that fall short of what we expected, but you know, that's usual. That's it. It happens in soccer. Sometimes, it's, the unexpected happen. But move on. Today we have so many games that is going on. But before we start, we have you know, I, I have to also urge you to subscribe if this is the first time you're coming across our video. Click the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out, on our subsequent videos. Okay, and remember to always play responsibly. Do not put everything in the bet. Okay, always play with what you can afford to lose. Okay, that being said, we move forward. The first game that we have is in Belgium, where we have our Royal Antwerp coming up against Saint Trudes. So in this very game, we looked at how they fared in the past 20, and also looked at how they played in the recent past. You'll see that in the past 20 for the home side, they have had 11 wins and 5 draws, but they have also had 4 losses. While the away side have seen 7 wins, 7 draws, and 6 losses in the past 20 games. In the past 5, you see that both teams, the home side have seen 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss, while the away side have seen 3 wins and 2 losses in the past 5 games. And also looking at how they fared, you see that for the home side, they have seen in 4 out of the 5 games that have played in the past, I've seen another 2.5, while the away side have also seen over 2.5 in 3 out of the past 5, and that led us to the conclusion that this very game we're going to expect at least 1.5. We're going to expect at least 2 goals in this very encounter. That's the verdict, over 1.5. And to the next game is in Croatia. We'll have OCA coming up against Dinamo Zagreb in the Croatian League. And we see that in the past 20 for the home side, they have had 8 wins, 6 draws, and also 6 losses. While the away side, in the past 20, they have been able to win 16. They have had 3 draws and 1 loss in the past 20 games they've played. Okay, and looking at the recent past for both of them, you see that for home side, they only managed 1 win. They have also had 2 losses and 2 draws, while the away side have seen 4 wins out of the 5 recent games I've played, and the other one being a draw game against the Real Betis in the Europa Conference League. Okay, that being said, when we're all together, we know that the away side is much more fancied to take the spots in this very game. So the verdict is away side to win in that very encounter. And going to the next game that we have for you is in Czech Republic, where we have Sparta Prague coming up against Slavia Prague. And Sparta Prague is the top-ranked team, and the Slavia Prague is second team in the Czech division. And we look at how they fared in the past 20. We see that the home side have won 18, have had 0 draws, and they've also lost 2 games but the away side, but have had 16 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses in the past 20 games they've had. And looking at how they fared, and you see that the home side in the past 5, they have won 4 out of the past 5, losing just 1 to Galatasaray. And you see that in all those 5 games, I've seen over 2.5. And same can be said also for the away side. They have been able to win 3 and draw 1 and losing 1 in the past 5 encounters. And also 4 out of the past 5 have seen over 2.5. So that's made us conclude that in this very encounter we're going to see at least 3 goals coming up in this encounter. That is the verdict, over 2.5 in this very encounter. And we go into the next game of today is in French League One, where Brest, who's ranked second in the French league, coming up against La Havre, who's ranked 14 in the French League One. And looking at how they fared so far, we see that for the home side, in the past 20, they've had 10 wins, and they also have a 6 draw and 4 losses in the past 20. While the away side have seen 5 wins, 6 draws, and 9 losses in the past 20 games they've played so far. Looking at the recent encounters, you see that the home side have won 2, drawn 2, and I've also lost 1 past 5 games they played. That one they lost was against Paris Saint-Germain in the Coupe de France. Okay, and their away side in the past 5 games have lost 4 and have drawn 1 in the past 5 games they've played so far. And that led us to the conclusion that the home side, with Brest, is going to take the spoils of this game. Home side to win. That's our verdict for this very encounter. And the next one is also in French League One, where you have Montpellier coming up against Strasbourg, and you see that in the past 24 both teams, you see that the inside have been able to manage 6 wins, 5 draws, and 9 losses, while the away side have seen 6 wins, 7 draws, and 7 losses. And looking at the recent encounters, you see that the home side have managed 1 win, while the away side have also managed 1 win. And one thing is very clear in both teams. You see that in all the games that the home side have played in the past 5, those games have seen an over 2.5 outcome. And also for the away side, for the past 5 games they have played, 4 out of the past 5 have seen an over 2.5 outcome. And that led us to make the verdict that this game we're going to see over 2.5 goals, at least 3 goals coming up in this encounter. And the next is in German Bundesliga, where we have FC Cologne, who's ranked 16, coming up against Bayern Leverkusen, who's top ranked team in Germany at the moment. We see that how they are fared. We saw that in the recent past for both teams, Cologne have managed 1 win out of 5, and they've had 2 draws and one loss in 5 games. While Bayern Leverkusen, their west side, have seen 5 wins out of 5. They have won 5 games out of the past 5 games they have played so far, and that gives them the upper hand in this very game. And looking at a team which they have not lost any game this season, they have only managed 3 draws, and they have had 17 wins in the past 20 games they have played. And we give it to Leverkusen to take up the sports in this very encounter. We win. That's about it for this very game. And the next game that we have for you is in Greece League, where we have Crete coming up against Panathinaikos. Okay, Panathinaikos, as we know, is a strong side in Greece, and the home side, we see that in the past 20 they have managed to win 3. They have had 6 draws and they have had 11 losses, while the away side have seen 10 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses in the past 20 games they played. Looking at the recent past, you see that the home side have seen 1 win, and they have had also 3 losses and 1 draw in the past 5 games, while the away side have seen 2 wins and 2 draws and 1 loss in the past 5 games they have played so far. And with respect to the away side, who is the stronger side in this very encounter to pick up the spoils in this very encounter. Okay, away win. That's our verdict in this very game. And the next is also in Greece League, where we have Lamia coming up against Pax Salonika in the Greece League. We see that also the Lamia is ranked 6th in the league, while Pax Salonika is ranked 2nd in the league. Looking at the past 20, you see that the home side have managed 8 wins, 4 draws, and 8 losses, while the away side have seen 16 wins in the past 20 games, and they have had 1 draw and 3 losses in the past 20 games. Looking at how they fared in the recent past, you see that the home side have managed 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, while the away side have seen 3 wins and 2 losses, and those 2 losses coming again up against them, against Olympiacos and Panathinaikos in the Greece League. So you can see that Pax Salonika is a side, a very good side, and it's because as well as look at the fact that in the recent past, that both teams for the home side, that Lame, have also seen over 2.5 in all the past 5 games they played, as well as Pax Salonika, who has seen 2.5 in 3 of the past 5 games they have played, and that led us to the verdict that in this very encounter we expect to see at least 2 goals over 1.5 in this very encounter. Okay, and to the next game that we have, it is in Italian Serie A, where we have Napoli coming up against Juventus. We all know that Napoli is recovering, returning to their the usual form after seeing their 2 star players who left for AFCON coming back to the squad, the likes of Anguissa and Victor Osimhen. They came back to the squad, and they have rejuvenated. We've seen a rejuvenated Napoli side after they have come back. We see them winning now 6-1 against Sassuolo in the last game, and as well as the draw against Barcelona and the draw against Calagre. But Juventus, on the other hand, we could see that managers won't win against Pescione in the past 5 games. They have lost 2, they have drawn 2. And in this very encounter, we expect Napoli, who is the home side, to come up with some sort of result in this very encounter. We made a verdict, and it is that Napoli to win or draw in this very encounter. That's the verdict. And the next is Morocco. We will have Raja Casablanca coming up against OC Safi in the Moroccan league, and we see that Raja Casablanca is a very top team in the Moroccan league. We see that they have been able to win 11 games in the past 20. They've had 9 draws, but have not lost any games in the league. And West Side have been able to win 7. They have drawn 9, and they have lost 4 in the past 20 they have played. Looking at how they fared, we see that West Side have won 2 and drawn 3 in the past 5, and the West Side have seen 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw in the past 5 games. So in this very encounter, we come to the conclusion that it is the home side who is much more fancy to win the game. So home win, that's the verdict for that very game. And the next game that we have is in Turkey, where we have Besiktas coming up against Galatasaray in the Turkish league. We see that in the past 20, Besiktas has seen 11 wins, and Galatasaray have seen 15 wins in the past 20. And looking at how they fared in recent times, Besiktas have been able to win 4 out of 5 games they've played. Galatasaray have seen 3 wins out of the past 5 games. And we can also see that in most of the games that Galatasaray have managed to score at least 2 goals in all the past 5 games they've played so far. So in this very encounter, we expect at least 2 goals coming up in this very encounter. So the verdict is over 1.5 in this very encounter. And the last game for the day is Liverpool Montevideo in Uruguay coming up against Deportivo Maldonado in Uruguay. So we see that in the past 20, the home side have managed 13 wins, and they have lost just 3, and they've had 4 draws, while the away side have seen 5 wins, 4 draws, and 11 losses in the past 20 games they've played so far. And looking at how they fared in the recent past, you see that the home side have had 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in the past 5 games, while the away side have lost the entire 5 games they've played. And that led us to the conclusion that the home side is going to pick up the win in this very encounter. So the verdict for this very game is home win. Okay, home win outrightly. That's a verdict. That led us to that concludes the prediction for the day. And I hope to see you win. And also remember to play responsibly. Do not accumulate everything in one ticket. Remember to play at least at maximum 5 games in one ticket. In that way, you will guarantee success in this very betting endeavor. And I hope you subscribe if you have not done that, so that you don't miss out on our predictions on daily. Okay, I wish you the best of luck. See you again tomorrow for the next predictions.